Hello and welcome to another edition of Another Book Review. This week I'll be reviewing The Salt Grows Heavy by Cassandra Khaw. I'll talk very briefly about the author, go into a spoiler-free overview of the plot, talk about what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, who I'd recommend the book to, and finish off with what I'll be reading for next time. Cassandra Khaw is a Malaysian writer. They go by they use they them pronouns, and they are a very prolific writer of a lot of short stories, novellas, RPG material, as well as writing for Tor. This book, Salt Grows Heavy, is kind of I would say, dark or twisted fairy tale. It involves a plague doctor and a mermaid who team up to examine, or they come across, or they kind of stumble across a series of doctors who are performing experiments on children, and what happens after that, and kind of this I would say call it kind of a slightly fantasy or fantastical world. What I liked about it is very much very atmospheric. It reminded me very much of kind of a Tim Burton type of feel to the book. I think the prose is very, very well done by Cassandra Khaw. I think there's some very beautifully written sentences. And it has really, I think, does a good job of capturing that kind of dark fairy tale aspect to it, given the two main characters especially. If there's anything, it's relatively short. It's only about 100 pages. It's a pretty quick read. If there's things that I didn't like about it as much, there are certain plot points that I don't think are explained very well, and I think her writing does not lend itself necessarily towards very clear understanding of what's going on. I think everything's kind of obfuscated slightly. So I wish there had maybe been some more explanation of some things. The plague doctor, I think, is written as an androgynous character, so they are always referred to as they, and that kind of lends itself to some parts of the writing when that character is around others who they is referring to, and sometimes that gets a little confusing. At the heart of the story, though, is the relationship between these two characters, and I thought that was very touching. And I wish maybe there had been a little bit more explanations of some things, so I could kind of have gotten really tied into this world and these characters a little bit more. But it is very much a fairy tale in the sense that not everything is explained, and you just have to kind of go with it and just trust in the story that's being told. And I think that they write in a very, like I said, very visceral style, but there's also very much some beautiful lines of introspection there as well, especially among the main character, who is the mermaid character, and her explaining her life and what her backstory is. I thought that was done well. Who I would not recommend this to, if you're someone who doesn't like children in peril, you're going to have a hard time with this. If you don't like someone who explains, if you have a hard time with like body horror and violence, I think this may not be for you either. But if you were looking for something that's like a mature fairy tale involving with a very, I think, unique and atmospheric world that's very dark, I think you would like this. That's The Salt Grows Heavy by Cassandra Khaw. Next time I'm going to be reading the novel Speech Team by Tim Murphy. And until next time, please, if you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I'll leave my Twitter link below if you want to follow me there on Twitter. And until next time, bye.